We all do mistakes, isn't it? We are bound to do mistakes. We are humans, obviously. We all do mistakes. So I have listed out the top 10 most silly mistakes, I think, according to me, because I have done this. Now I realize why did I even do that? Not making more offers. How many of you know what actually an offer means? I'll tell you what an offer means. Offer is not, Kaveri, first of all, to answer your question, offer is not at all about the price. Offer is not something you give them to a price way less than they are asking for. Offer is giving them so much value then that they think that price is never a point. Price is never an objection at all. Giving them what they want in the takeaway price or whatever you say, too much, giving them too much value is what an offer is. Like how Amir said, it is value. You add, yes, price X, offer is 10x value. It's all about the value you're giving them. So that is an offer. And if you are not making offers, then you are losing the game. You need to come out and tell your audience every time what is the offer that you have for them. You have to keep making offers. What is the value addition that you can make in their lives? How can you take them from point A to point B? That is, you have to keep making offers often. Just going and creating content on social media is not going to bring you clients, is never going to bring you clients. People will be set off in maybe 1 week or 2 weeks, and they'll even stop watching your content at some point. You need to go and tell them, this is what I am offering, buy my product. They will forget you if you're not selling it to them, and if you're just providing value. It's always value, and then pitch. If you're always giving them content every day, then at some point you have to stop and you have to pitch. You have to give your offer. You have to pitch them the product or solution that you can offer them. So that is what offer is. Offer is never about the price. Sales is not a presentation. How many of you have seen the sales format where people come with a big PPT and they just tell what their product is all about, and they keep on explaining the product. And how many of you have seen such kind of sales presentations? Sales is never a presentation. Sales is always a conversation. Okay, it has to be a two-way conversation. You are not there to just tell what you have to offer, but it is about how they can benefit. Listen to them. What is their pain point? What is their problem? Sales is all about listening. We'll come further in the next section, but sales is always about listening to what your prospect wants. Is this perfect? Are you able to get this? Okay. Do not be attached to numbers. People always think about sales as, what is the revenue that I have generated? It's not always about the numbers, and don't be attached to it. It is about how much value addition have you made in your prospect's life or your client's life. Numbers is a thing. I'm not saying don't think about your revenues or don't scale your revenues, but being too attached to your numbers will actually let you off from the mission that you're working on. Sales is something that you have to bind it to your mission. If you're attached more to the numbers and not to your mission, it is not going to give you any results in the long run. Sales is not a product information. Like I told you, you don't have to be always giving information. In fact, seeking information from your prospect of how you can solve their problem, what you can do to solve their problems. The thing that I learned recently from Blair Singer is, he says, it is always about your audience and not about you. They have come there for their solutions. The brilliance is in the room. Why we tell in a sales process to ask questions is because you get a lot out of it. You actually can create better offers when you're listening to them, and it's never about you. How you can help them, how you can make their life better, or how your product can make their lives better. It is all about that. So sales is never about you. It's about them. Don't stick to identity on calls. Okay, this is something I learned from Rajiv Talreja. He says, sell like a samurai. A samurai is a Japanese warrior. These people, when they go to a war, they actually perform their death ceremonies. What happens in us humans is we are attached to our huge egos, very huge egos. कि यार इसने मेरा प्रोडक्ट नहीं लेगा, ये क्या ही कर लेगा, what will he do? And you're why are you not able to take that no is because you're stuck with your ego. That huge ego is not letting you sell selflessly. And this is what he says when he says like sell like a samurai is finish your identity before going on a sales call. You're selling it not just because you need to go further in your business, but then you need to add value to your audience or your prospect's life. That is why sell like a samurai. Just burn your egos and go on a sales call. Make it about them, make it about how you can make their lives better. Selling without adding value. How many of you have seen people just going on a sales call and saying that this is my offer, just buy it or leave it? And have you ever seen them adding value addition to your life? Like, have you seen even in their free content when you don't know about some person, when you have not seen them adding value to your life, you have not seen them doing any value addition, that's absolutely a no sale there. So add value before you get on a sales call. Even on the sales calls, I have been on at least a 50 sales calls or more than that. But even if the answer is no at the end of the sales call, I make sure I have given them enough value through that call so that they can at least move ahead and perform at least one or two tasks that maybe they have learned on the call from me. So it is always about adding value rather than just directly selling it to them. Don't be desperate to sell your product at all. That doesn't happen. Follow-ups. How many of you don't follow up after you have done the sales calls? There's a saying that money is in the follow-up. And also when you follow up, you show that you care about them. When you follow up, it means that you have let off like I said, let go your identity. You have let that off and you are actually wanting to add value to their life. Money is in the follow-up, one thing, and then it is about you actually care about them. You actually want to give them that result that they are seeking. So follow-up is very, very important. How many times do you have to follow up? I would suggest to at least give or 2 follow-ups. I do that generally, but then you get to know if the person is interested or no in the very next follow-up. If you have added, if you can understand the conversations well between you and your prospect, then you get to know if this is going ahead or no. But 2 follow-ups, yes. Lack of clarity in messaging. In the beginning of the session, when I started and when I told you guys about myself, I was clear about one thing. Can you say what was that? That was about my mission and about what is the message that I am carrying forward. How many of you are not clear with your message? How many of you don't know why you're doing what you're doing? How many of you don't know here? You're just into coaching because coaching has good money, or you're just, maybe this is you like teaching. Either of these 2 things. I'm not saying everybody here comes for money, but yes, there are people who are very passionate about teaching. But then why is that? When you're beginning, you need to have that message clear of why you're doing what you're doing. At least even if it is, let it keep evolving. It doesn't matter if it is not perfect at this moment. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be perfect. That is one of the biggest mistake we coaches do. We run behind perfectionism, which can never happen.